Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. Yep, I'm up in here with the Money Cook. Y'all know we're gonna be dropping this knowledge like maybe not every Thursday, but a lot of Thursdays. So y'all need to start getting your mind right, getting ready to get this money situations all together because the Money Cook is going to be in the building. And I think that is definitely ideal for us to start focusing on our coins. Like, why not? Right? We keep focusing on trying to build this business, building funnels, gaining clients, getting leads. But if you ain't managing your coins, no matter how much money you making, life ain't gonna look too different than what's looking right now. Hashtag get the money right. Hashtag get the money right. Hashtag get the money right. Okay, so listen, you guys, before we get into this conversation, you know, it's all about let's talk about debt, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Yes. So look, we're doing it tonight. We're talking about this debt, and I want to make sure that you guys have an opportunity to grab your pen, piece of paper, because you know when the Money Cook is in the building, she's always dropping the nuggets. So of course, I'm gonna let her introduce herself. I'm gonna get out the way. Get ready. I hope you got your stuff. Get your water. She's gonna be on your toes a little bit, but I told her don't come for you too hard, right? But be ready because it's time for you to get your money right. Let's talk about this debt. Quay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, y'all have a good time. Take your notes. I'm gonna be up inside this chat. Quay, could take it away, hunty.
Thank you so much, Coach Deneen. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. So, as you all know, I'm Quaya Cook. I am the founder of the Money Cook. I specialize in helping women successfully reach their financial goals. So, I'm here today to talk about debt. Let me just tell you right now. I know it's a very, very, very ugly topic. A lot of us don't like to talk about it. In fact, most of us like to ignore it. So I can't get to everything today, but next week we will be back with part 2. So I'm going to give you half of it today, give you half the tea today, and you'll have to come back next Thursday for the second half. All right. So let's talk about debt. Now, the first thing that you want to do when trying to pay down debt, or when you decide that you are going to pay down debt, you first have to get a clear picture. There are certain themes with me, as you can see, right? It's all about facing what it is and taking inventory so you can know what it is that you're dealing with, right? So before you go and try to start paying down any debt or anything like that, you need to first make a list, and you need to list all of your debt. Don't just make one list and say, oh, student loans or Bank of America credit card. No, your list needs to be detailed. You need to have the debt name, the account, the type of debt it is. So if it's a student loan, a personal loan, a credit card, a collection, a hospital bill, whatever it is, you need to make sure you indicate what kind of debt it is. And I'm going to get back to the reason why. You want to write down the balance. You want to write down the interest rate, the payment terms, and the monthly minimum payment that you are currently paying on it. Or if you are not paying on it, and let's say it's in default or you just haven't addressed it yet, that's fine too. But you might want to put the monthly payment that's due, even if you're not in a position where you're able to pay. Now, the second thing that you want to do after that is determine the maximum that you can pay every month. Now, how are you going to do that? Let me know. Can anybody tell me? I'm always preaching this. You got to have a budget, right? You got to know where your money is going. So the only way you can determine how much money you can allocate or additional money you can allocate to debt is by reviewing your budget. And when you review your budget, you have to ask yourself certain questions. Where can I trim some things off here? Or do I really need this subscription? And you want to come up essentially with a pool of money that you are going to pay in addition to the debt that you are already paying, right? So in your budget, you probably already have your list of credit cards, your student loans, your personal loans, all of those things. This review that you're doing with your budget to find that additional money will be in addition to what you're already paying. So if you're following with me, please put it in the chat. Let me know. I'm following you, Quaya. I'm following you, Quaya. So the third thing that I want you to do is pick a debt payment strategy. So now there are different strategies. We're going to talk about 3. The first strategy is the snowball method. And a lot of us are probably familiar with this method. A lot of people who teach personal finances will tell you about this method. And what that method is basically you take your smallest debt and you pay that one first. And after you pay that one down, you take the money that you were, the monthly payment or the money that you were paying on that debt, and then you pay it on the next debt. So essentially what you would do is list your debts from, smallest to largest, and you'll just tackle them down that way. Now, that strategy is great for people who kind of really need that motivation, and you really want those small wins, or big wins. I'm gonna call it a big win, because paying down any type of debt for me is a big win. So you want those wins, and you kind of need something that you can pay down fast to keep you motivated. So that's the snowball method. For me, I personally like the debt avalanche method. So I am a finance person through and through, personally and professionally, right? I work in the finance field. So my approach to debt is always looking at the largest or the most expensive debt, which is essentially, what are you paying the highest interest rate on? And that is the one that I would choose to focus on. But it's all about you and what strategy works best for you. So in that instance, you'll take your credit card, your loan, whatever debt it is, and if it has a higher interest rate, you're going to focus on that one first. And the reason for that is, it's just math, right? If you are paying longer on a higher interest, debt, you're going to end up paying more money. So the thought process behind that is you end up saving money in the long run by, focusing your attention on the debt that's costing you the most. Are you guys keeping up with me? All right, great. So now the third debt strategy is debt consolidation. This is also a very popular one, which is basically you combine all of your debts into one single account and you have one payment. Now, some things that you really want to keep in mind with debt consolidation is that usually sometimes you will have to end up defaulting or closing those accounts. And I'm not exactly sure, it's up to that particular, the account owner or wherever the account is from, Bank of America, American Express, wherever it is, how they will then list that debt on your credit report, right? So if you do end up putting it into a debt consolidation program, they might list it as a default, or maybe you didn't pay it. And you also want to keep your credit report in a pretty good standing too during this period. So again, these are just the three methods. You can do more research or you can reach out to me and we can talk more about what strategy works best for you. I can't stress enough that finance is not a one size fits all for everyone. It's just not. Everybody's financial journey is different, and you have to choose the methods and the strategies that work best for you and what works best for your family, right? Some people, they don't want to save anything, or they're good with just having, $500 saved, and they want to use all of their additional, income from side hustles, tax refunds, whatever it is, to pay down debt. Other people, they want to have their savings and they want to pay down debt. It's like they want to live and they want to pay down debt too. Some people, they want to ignore the debt, just pay the minimum payment and live their lives. And I don't think that, it's my place to say what's right or wrong, but it's all going to go back to that conversation we had back in December. What are your financial goals? And if those, actions that you're taking align with your financial goals, I'm not here to judge you, right? So let's just recap what we went through, okay? So the first thing is you're going to make a list of your debts. That includes your debt name, the type of account, the interest rate, the balance, and the minimum payment, right? The second thing you want to do is determine the maximum amount of money that you can put towards this debt. So you have to do your budget or look at your budget, see where you can cut costs. Can you get cheaper internet? Can you get cheaper cable? Again, with the subscriptions, because that's a lot of times what we're spending money on. Are you eating out a little bit too much? And you can maybe scale back and say, hey, I'm going to cook more often. I'm going to meal prep or meal plan. So that way you can, take that additional money and put it towards debt. And the third thing, you want to pick a debt repayment strategy. And the only way you can do that is when you look at how much money you can allocate, to the debt. And the three different strategies that we discussed today is the snowball method, the debt avalanche, and the debt consolidation. And the fourth thing really is just to, again, celebrate the wins. You pay off a credit card. I don't care if that credit card is $200. That is a debt paid, and that's someone else you no longer owe. And that is a huge thing. We want to be, good stewards of our money. We want to be the lender, not the borrower, right? So we are putting ourselves, as long as you're putting yourself in the position to do that, you have to celebrate it. Whether that means taking yourself out for some Starbucks or for some Chick-fil-A, That's definitely all of the things that you want to do. Celebrate the wins, face the mess, face the debt, and just make sure that, you are staying on track with what your goals are. So that's all I have for today. I know that was a lot of information, and I also want to give you guys the next week to look into those different strategies, to make your list, to figure out which strategy you think you want to use. And then I need you to come back next week, same time, same day, same time, for part 2. And you definitely want to come back because I will be giving away something free. And free stuff is always lit. Why? Because it's free. You don't even got to put it in your budget. But it's going to be so helpful to you and so helpful to your family. So, Deneen, I am so thankful for you giving me the opportunity to come here to talk about debt. Looking forward to next week. And again, just thank you for giving me this opportunity to teach our people, great things about finances.
Yes, and thank you so much for saying yes. Thank you so much for always coming and hanging out with the queens, right? Letting them know what they could do to get this money together. I think, again, it's super important. We should be focusing, watching the money, watching the coins, organizing the coins, looking at what's actually happening. It's going to be hard for you to get on top of all your money goals if you're not making it a priority in your life daily, on a daily basis. Why? Because we always spending money on something. If it ain't on gas, it's on food. If it ain't on food, it's daycare. If it ain't on daycare, it's makeup. If it ain't on makeup, it's clothes. Look, what you say?
If it ain't on daycare, it's on diapers.
If it ain't daycare, it's on diapers. Okay. So look, you guys, so excited for you to be here. Thank you so much for coming. Next week, same bat station, same bat time. We're gonna be here with the money cook. She's gonna give you part 2 to Let's Talk About Debt, baby. All right. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Remember, tomorrow we're live at 5. I may be on location. I don't know where I'm gonna be, but I'm gonna be live at 5. So hopefully you guys will be here too. Always looking forward to serving you. Thank you again. The Money Cook. You can follow her on Instagram at The Money Cook. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, do all the things. Let people know that she's here and she's cooking it up on Thursday nights with the queens. All right. Looking forward to serving you. We'll see you guys next week, next Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Have a good one. Bye.